What's up, everybody? It's Jeremy J, and I'm about to head to bed, but I wanted to make sure I stayed on top of my videos for the day. I've been reading this book called The Rational Male, a book about men and women, masculine and feminine energy, and various findings amongst men and women and patterns of behavior for each. Many things I agree with, some things I do not agree with. There is a chapter or a part of the book that talks about vulnerability. Here, let me come into the light a little bit. That talk about vulnerability. And the book says basically this: if a man is emotionally vulnerable to a woman, she will not desire him as a mate or find him attractive. And maybe there's some truth to that, in the sense that if someone is emotionally vulnerable from a place of weakness, from a place of need, from a place of weakness or a place of need, then I can see how that might be true. But even if weakness and need are true, if a man is emotionally vulnerable, he is opening himself up in a not so easy to share state. And the world needs less masks, less people wearing masks. And if men have to hide their feelings, their emotions, that's a lot of mask wearing for me. Yes, men should be on a mission and a purpose, cultivate leadership, all these masculine things, but there's no rule that says men have to do that. But I agree, having some kind of purpose beyond yourself is good for a man or a woman. Yes, I agree that men and women biologically are wired for men to be more of initiators and leaders. If you look at how sex happens, I totally get it. But ultimately, this book, The Rational Male, gets many things right. But vulnerability, I am willing to be vulnerable. And if I'm feeling scared or weak or insecure, I'll say it, but I don't need anything. I don't need a response. I don't need someone to coddle me. I need to speak my truth, though, for me. So if you're going to be vulnerable, speak your truth and your words for you, because you're taking the mask off. You're not hiding yourself. And if you're a man and you do that, and that means the woman loses attraction for you, or she leaves you, or she doesn't want you to be her mate anymore, good riddance. Good riddance. Find someone who's more awakened and evolved than that. Find someone who can understand her own tendencies and subconscious behaviors and rise above it. Same thing with men and subconscious behaviors, whether that's aggression or anger or destruction or whatever it may be. Recognize these subconscious behaviors, and to be awakened and evolved means to be self-aware and to move past it at a higher level. We humans are primitive emotionally, man. Like, I can't tell you how many times since I've been single, gone out and dated and had ghosting happen, or just weird, odd behavior, or lack of communication. It's insane. Like, I'd say most people struggle with emotions and communication and vulnerability. So I will be the change that I want to see. I will be emotionally vulnerable. I'll fall on my sword. And I will be alone the rest of my life. I will be celibate the rest of my life, because the truth of removing the mask and being vulnerable emotionally or truthfully or whatever it is, that's more important to me. I feel it's more important to humanity than me doing little games and tweaks to my behavior so that I'm this rugged masculine guy just so I can have a mate or have sex. That's ridiculous to me. It's absolutely ridiculous. I'll be a monk. I'll go without sex. I don't care. Like, my truth, my realization of this truth for humanity, like, humanity needs the mask to be taken off for everyone. Needs courageous people who share the truth. Look at how governments are run and TV is run. I don't watch TV or news. I don't watch debates. I don't follow politics. I don't vote, because it's all done through masks and lack of authenticity and deception. It's ridiculous. I won't take part in it. And so vulnerability is not weakness. It is not unattractive. Vulnerability is very attractive to me. It's very strong to me, because you're falling on your sword. That takes so much courage. It's so much easier to put the mask on and hide. No, I won't do that. Sorry, I disagree with that part of this book. Disagree with it. I think a highly awakened and evolved woman will look at vulnerability as supremely attractive and want a mate like that. Of course, a guy has to be, you can't be a dweeb, like, of course, like, be a man, but be able to fall on your sword and do it from a place of strength. All right, that's the video. But still a pretty good book. A lot of it I agree with, but that part I don't. All right, thanks so much for watching. See you in the next video.